Hello, Kino, and in this video I'm gonna show you an awesome Stormcaller set Regalia build, which I actually stumbled upon while doing some crazy tests in the first alpha version. This build will revive deflect stat, so it's not gonna be useless stat anymore in the game, but it's actually something you would want. And the changes I made, it's not those exact changes I want to have in the game, but I will explain those. The first thing what we did is we changed the shield, Rylocke's deflector, which is at the moment the most useless shield in the game besides normal shields. But what we did here is we changed the proc mechanic, so it's always going to proc the lightning effect if you block an attack. Then you return damage 10,000% of weapon damage plus 25,000% of your reflected damage. So this is a lightning effect, and it synergizes really well with the Stormcaller build. So this is one part. We went a bit overboard with block rating, but it's just to understand how it works and to get as much defense as possible. So at the moment in the build I'm using max block. The block is here. So I'm at 195, which is max block with critical block. So I have 80% of damage reduced. But this I think will work also on maximum mage achievable block rating, which is nearly 90%. So I think it will work there as well, and you are not gonna die as easily. The other part which this build uses is our modified Belt of Whispered Secrets. This is the one we have been using mostly. It has 200% of lightning struck when you deflect an attack, and for these test purposes we added so much deflect rating that it's gonna be actually maxed out on the build. You see deflect rating at the moment is 25,000, which is 100%. This is not what we are after. If the idea is pleasing to developers, then my idea is that the belt itself would be the one I suggested. You have 8,000 deflect rating and 200% of lightning struck, and also you would this lightning struck would also proc the damage reduction buff, which is already on the set. So this is our damage reduction. And the real key comes to the skills we are using. So we are using Arc Lightning as main skill. We are using Immolate for damage buff on the mobs. Usually we would use here Time Warp, but we want the mobs to hit us, so we get the lightning back from the shield. So we can't use Time Warp here. The other skill we are using is Paradox, and Paradox has actually really cool mechanic built into that, which the FK set bubble doesn't have, because FK set bubble makes you immune to damage, but Paradox is sucking up all their damage. So basically you are not immune, you are just absorbing the damage to make it a shield afterwards. This means that all the damage you get while in Paradox you can deflect, and it makes this build work very well. And finally we are using Singularity, because this is still Stormcaller set, and we want to have event horizons. But where do we get the event horizons? Of course we get it from the Belt of the Whispered Secrets. We are not casting any blizzards, but once mobs hit us and they get deflected, then they are going to proc the lightning struck debuff, and then we can unleash the event horizons. What I meant earlier about deflect rating, that it doesn't have to be all on the belt. My idea would be that change the Paradox skill a bit, make the initial bubble a bit longer, make it like I don't know, 4 to 5 seconds. And once you activate Paradox, and until the duration the shield ends, you will gain 15,000 deflect rating for that duration. So the deflect is not gonna be always on, but it's gonna be like on demand cast, and that would make the build usable. I will show you how it plays, and I just want to tell you also that I tried it on different levels. I tried it for farm levels, I tried it for high levels, and that shield change seems to me being well balanced in these situations. Like you can farm 105, and it's not gonna be like anything that hits you dies instantly, but they are gonna get a big chunk of their health off, and boss also, like, and it makes up the loss of damage for using a proper offhand. So yeah, I'm gonna show you some higher trials. Not gonna do over 150, but for example, let's take Magroth is a very good example for this build, because he has those the meteors which fall down on you, and those deal a lot of damage. Actually, I'm gonna go a bit lower, then it's not gonna take as long. But the higher level, I cleared 155 with this build, so it's viable. Yeah, we start almost as normal. Gather up some mobs, then now I'm gonna activate my Paradox, and I'm gonna jump inside the mobs, and this is going to mow them down. So what happens is that I Vortex, then I activate Paradox to be immune to their damage, otherwise they will just kill me. And then yes, I'm gonna jump in. Yeah, now I used one of my Paradox charges preemptively. Need to be more observe better what I'm doing here. So yeah, now it's available. I'm gonna Vortex, Paradox, Singularity, and debuff the mobs with damage debuff. If there are not a lot left, you can just kill them face to face. And as I told, this build actually doesn't need critical block, because you are not going to be inside the mobs all the time, so you just need that small effect for the bubble to save you that. Yeah, now the Magroth is out, now the fun begins. Yeah, he debuffed himself. I don't have Paradox ready, so I couldn't eat this meteor, but the next one he's gonna cast, I'm gonna eat it, and then yeah, now it's gonna come. I'm gonna use Paradox, and he's gonna damage himself with this, because I'm gonna deflect him, and at the same time also I'm gonna do, yeah, you see, he lost his health. And that same effect works on different bosses which are doing those big attacks. Elban Jump, for example. Garm's Breath does deflect him. I didn't try it on burning Broken Dragon. I think that Broken Dragon will be the worst to use on this, because his attacks are not that hard hitting, but Kara's swords are really good, and each sword is basically blocking the. Yeah, now I'm gonna die because I was too early with the bubble. So yeah, Kara swords. Each sword is basically doing your lightning on shield, or what is it called? Yeah. Now I need to step out because again I was too early. Sometimes Magroth likes to enrage and throw meteors at the same time, so yeah, but yeah, like this one. I missed it again. In trial 120 he killed himself with 2 meteors. That was funny. Yes, you see. Now I catched it and he lost a lot of health. In higher trials the deflected damage is not that high because the health of the bosses are getting much higher. So here you go. I took a totally useless item, modified it a bit, and tried to create some kind of balance between the items. And I think this could be a fun alternative way to build Stormcaller if those changes would be in the game. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and bye. See you next time.